Hey folks, I am Audra and welcome to my channel. We are going to be talking about my TBR for the Reading Rush next week, which is July 20th through 26th. And it used to be called the Booktubeathon when Ariel first started this readathon. And last year, I believe, was the first year that it switched over to the Reading Rush. And so I joined this readathon when I first started filming videos about BookTube after I finished chemo, and so it was like fresh baby hair in that video, but that was 3 years ago, and I like to come back to this readathon every year and just take part in it. And so we're going to do that again this year, and we're going to talk about the challenges and the books I've selected. The first challenge is actually a pretty interesting one I've not seen before, and that is to pick a book that has the color of your birthstone on the cover. I made that way too wordy. Anyways, so my birthday is in May, and that means it is an emerald, and apparently it is very hard to find books that have like true green on the cover. And so kind of had to, I don't know, cheat a little bit, if you will, because there's not like a whole green cover, but I found like a teeny beeny bits of green there. And then on the back cover of this book with the tree. And this is a book I've been wanting to read for a long time. It's short, which is great for this readathon. It is called Some Places More Than Others by Renee Watson, who is the best. This story is about a girl named Amara, and she is visiting her father's family in New York, and is just kind of getting to know her family that she's never met before, and I expect it to be absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to get started on that one. The second challenge is to pick a book that the title starts with the word the. There's so many options for that one. And so I picked a book that doesn't even start with the word the. This promise of change. So we're going to have to try a different one, which is a bummer because I was super excited to read that. So I may talk about that one later. I think I'm just going to pull up a audiobook that I already have ready to go, and that is The Only Good Indians. I've seen this pop up that some people have talked about it, and it looks like it may be like an intriguing read. So it says it blends the classic horror and dramatic narrative with sharp social commentary, and it follows 4 American Indian men after a disturbing event from their youths that put them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Going on to challenge number 3, it is to pick a book that you have already seen the movie for. And so this is usually backwards because I definitely always read the book first before I see the movie. But in this case, it's a book that reminds me of a show that I have already seen, and that is Darling Rose Gold. And even the name is very familiar, so there's the Darling Rose Gold. This book reminds me of the show Gypsy Rose. I believe it was on Hulu, and it was based on true people that this family that was in Springfield, Missouri, I believe, so not too far away from me. Their mother said that the daughter had like all these terminal illnesses, constantly took her to the doctor, lied about it, got like even a free home built for her because of her medical conditions, and she was completely fine. The girl, as she gets older, she starts talking to this boy online, and together they plot to kill the mother. It actually happened. This reminds me a lot of that, and even, like I said, the name Gypsy Rose Gold, like, it just seems very spot on, and so I'm excited to read or listen to that one as the week goes next week. Now, the first book that you touch is challenge number 4. As you can see behind me, kind of, my books are in rainbow ties order, so I have an idea of like where everything is. So my spin on this is just going to be to pick a book from my TBR jar. So these are all the books that I've not read yet, and we will see what pops up. This could be very dangerous. I could end up with a ginormous book or a book that I absolutely have no interest in reading right now. So let's see what happens. I'm nervous. Dear Daughter. Okay, I'm gonna go get that one, but I do know it is a thriller. So it looks like Dear Daughter is by Elizabeth Little, and now that I look at that, it does look like emerald. So we'll see if that could count for both if the week gets a little bit too crazy. It says, former It Girl Janie Jenkins is sly, stunning, and fresh out of prison. 10 years ago, she was incarcerated for the murder of her mother, a high society beauty known for her good works and her rich husbands. Now, released on a technicality, Janie goes undercover in a sleepy South Dakota town to chase down the one lead she has on her mother's death. The only problem? Janie doesn't know if she's the killer she is looking for. So definitely a thriller, which is always good for a readathon. Hopefully it is fast-paced as well. So that one works for challenge number 4. Challenge number 5 is to pick a book and read it completely outside of your house, which this challenge kind of caused some issues when it was first released just because we're in the middle of a pandemic. I am choosing an audiobook, yet another one, so that I can read it while I am walking the dog throughout the week, because we go on very long walks, and so that'll be a good time to do that. And if I need to read it also on the balcony, I will do that. And for that one, I'm going to go with I Killed Zoe Spanos. And this is also a thriller. It's a YA thriller. It is about 2 teens whose life becomes linked when one confesses to murder and the other becomes determined to uncover the real truth no matter what cost. So it says it like reminds you of Sadie in Serial, which I enjoyed. So I'm excited to check this one out next week. Number 6 is a genre you want to read more of. And for that, I believe I'm going to go with a graphic novel. And it is actually the second book in the Check Please series, Sticks and Scones. I absolutely love this. It is super cute about a hockey player in a male-male romance. He loves baking. I love the first one. Can't wait to read the second one. It will be interesting to see what it looks like on my phone. Once again, utilizing the apps that our library has, just because I'm not going to the library right now. So we're going to do that one. And if I have time, I guess I could throw in this one. I wanted to read This Promise of Change, One Girl's Story in the Fight for School Equality. I've heard this is very enlightening to the point of why weren't we taught these things. It is a middle grade novel in verse, so this would count as a genre that I would like to read more of as well. So the last challenge is to read a book in a different continent than you are, and for that one I am going with My Fate According to the Butterfly by Gail D. Villanueva. And this book is set in Manila in the Philippines, and I'm in the United States, so this is on a different continent than me. And this is a high middle grade, I would say. It's pretty short. Once again, about a girl named Saab, and she sees a giant black butterfly, and there's like this superstition that it's like an omen of death, and it's right before her birthday, and it's about her family and why her sister no longer talks to her father. And so it's about trying to find out her fate. All right. So with that, we have 8 books, I guess, if I really want to get to that one for next week. I'm hoping that it's doable because it does seem like the books I have physically are rather short, or it is the thriller that I picked. And then I have the audiobooks and then a graphic novel that will help me speed through those as well. So I'm hoping to do a vlog. We'll see how that goes. And I would love to hear what you're reading down below. And if you read any of these, let me know your thoughts and if I should stick with them or switch them out with something that is a little bit more conducive for a readathon in a week. So until next time, bye guys.